Good morning, good evening, afternoon, dusk, dawn, midnight, twilight, doesn't matter. Welcome back to the Mind Your Business podcast. I am Justin Martin, my host over across from me, Bart Cole. We are in the first week, Bart, of October. The first week of October.
Unbelievable.
You know what that means?
Halloween?
Halloween, baby.
Oh, man.
Halloween. It is my favorite time of the year, and it's not just because it's my birthday month. Okay? And here's a cool thing. My birthday this month is on Friday.
The 13th?
The 13th.
Uh-oh.
You know what I'm doing all day on that day?
Slaying.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. I'm going to be slaying some potato chips, slaying some Diet Sundrop, and watching Friday the 13th marathon on my birthday.
How many of them are there now? Like 28?
29.
29 Friday the 13th?
I don't know. There's a lot of them, Alan. There's a lot.
I'm looking it up.
I mean, it's like Freddy and Jason now, and it's like getting Jason in an alien or something now.
Yeah, he went to space. How
did he get to space? You know,
unbelievable. I don't know. But here's the cool thing. So I got to tell you, for the longest time, I believed that I was born on Friday the 13th. For whatever reason, Alan, I didn't look it up. I just went with it. I thought it was the coolest thing. So here's a little backstory about the days of the week for me. All right, Tuesday to me is literally the most pointless day of the week. It's just pointless. There's no point in a Tuesday. Okay.
Okay.
And here's my reasoning. Monday is a fresh start. You got the first of the week. You're ready to go. Wednesday, you're a hump day. You're almost there. You're midweek. Thursday, it's a great Thursday because you're right there, almost at the end of the week. It's about to be payday. Friday is payday. End of the week, you're looking forward to the weekend. Saturday, you have your day to do whatever you want to. You can do yard work, you can do family stuff, whatever. Sunday, it's God's day, right? I mean, obviously, so Sunday is God's day. So what's the point of Tuesday? There's no point, right? So this whole, for 31 years of my life, I was thinking I was born on Friday the 13th. And then I finally, after 31 years of my life, decided to do some research. And I found out that I was born on a freaking Tuesday.
Well, then that makes the day not pointless after all. You know?
Right, yeah.
That's an important day now.
You got a point there. It's an important day. It's the day that I was born. So if anybody wants to send me gifts, I'm accepting cash.
What about cash?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
All the cash you want to bring me on Friday the 13th, that'd be awesome. But we got a great show in store for you. The one thing, Alan, I want you to put on the poll is your top 5 scary movies.
Top 5 scary movies. Any qualifiers for that?
No, it can be anything. Anything. It doesn't have to be Halloween themed. It can be your top, just whatever. Your top 5 scary movies, and later on in the show we'll give ours out, Bart, and we have a guest coming in. We'll get his top 5 scary movies. I'm going to put him on the spot, so he's going to have a little bit of time to think about that. Alan, I'm going to get your top 5 scary movies as well.
You'll have them.
All right.
Thank you.
I'll give them to you.
You're like on the spot. I like it. So we got a great show. It's the first week of October. We're going to get some football picks in as well. Bart, I don't think we're doing so hot on them right now, but hey, don't take our advice and bet on our games that we pick unless you're willing to lose a lot of money. So we'll be back with our guest. Our guest tonight or morning or afternoon, whenever you're listening to this, is Cory Hill.
Cory Hill?
Cory Hill.
How did we get him?
We're going to find out.
Okay.
We're going to find out. So we'll be right back on Mind Your Business podcast. Stay with us as we get ready to interview Cory Hill from CA3 Home Inspections.
Awesome.
They're everywhere. Your yard, your kitchen, your bedroom. Invading your home and property, spreading disease, and destroying everything in their path. If you don't act, they'll multiply, crawling ever closer to you and your family. The only thing they fear is the web. Nelon-Cole Termite and Pest Control. Call today for their new service special and save $25. Bugs, beware of the web.
And we're back on Mind Your Business podcast with our guest of the evening, Cory Hill. What's up, man? How you doing?
What's happening, guys? Happy to be here with you.
Yeah.
Welcome, man. We're glad you came. Thanks for taking time out of your busy schedule. We know it's hard to work these in.
Yeah, happy to be here. Anything for you guys, right?
Well, we appreciate that. We appreciate that.
I like it. Anything for us. So, Cory, let's just get into it. You're part of the CA3 home inspections. You do what it says, home inspections. How did you get into that business?
Oh man, that starts many moons ago. But really, I worked for Rutherford County Inspections as a county inspector. I was a fire inspector for a couple years there, and just kind of wanted to do my own thing so I could make my own schedule. I like to hunt and fish too much to be told no, I can't have time off. So that's really what led me into just going to do it. So,
Well, what does CA3 stand for? How'd you come up with the name CA3? What does that mean? 'Cause I've always wondered that.
right. Well, the C is for Cory, and then A3 is Alan, Ashley, and Alvin, and that's kind of
Your children?
No, that's my family.
Okay.
My family, no kids, not married, any of that. But
So that's how you get to hunt and fish all the time.
that's right. That's right. But no, that's my family, and just put it together when I was trying to be creative
Nice.
with it, and that's what I come up with.
So you're single.
A girlfriend of like 10 years.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say all the single ladies out there, what's up? But never mind. He's off the table, ladies.
I thought Justin was going to ask you out.
Whoa, where's this going?
So you're single.
Okay, yeah, okay.
This is going bad.
You're right. I did ask that question in a way of that shouldn't have been asked. My bad.
Sound like
Wow.
a birthday wish.
Golly.
I love it.
Oh, God.
Justin, let me
I
adjust the
might be in
lights
the
on you
wrong
'cause
podcast.
you're awfully red right now.
Yeah, let's dim the lights on me right now. I'm married, just to throw that out there.
Give him a minute to compose himself.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
Would you recommend, Cory, that everybody gets a home inspection?
I mean, obviously, I'm going to say yes. But realistically, what bigger investment are you going to make in your life? I mean, you want protection on your money. You don't know. Most people, for one, don't know what they're looking at if they're really looking at something. Or
Yeah.
two, do you really want to crawl in the attic, the crawl space, through the spiders and the heat and so on and so on? But it's absolutely. Why not protect your investment? Like that's the biggest thing.
Yeah, I know a lady in particular that bought a house sight unseen. Like, she just did it. She came by, looked at it, and was like, outside looks good. Bought the house. She called another company that we're affiliated with, Nelon-Cole, who actually sponsors this podcast, called them out there. They go out and look at this house. They go into the crawl space and find damages to all the wood underneath there, the girder, the band, joist. I mean, we're talking $50,000 to $60,000 worth of damages done to this house. And she was like, when asked by the Nelon-Cole technician, like, did you get a home inspection? And she's like, no, we just thought the house looked great, so we just went with it. How many times have you ran into that?
Yeah, it's always the sight unseen. I mean, anybody can walk around the house and look at outside defects, you know, whatever it may be, the gutters hanging off, the siding's hanging off, whatever. But, you know, do you know what wire size goes to what breaker and what the second disconnect's supposed to look like? You know, just the simple things of taking the panel apart that a normal person would not know that could be a safety hazard. But those are the biggest things. You know, a lot of people ask, so what are you looking for? There's no pass or fail. It's a list of items that are either doesn't meet code, isn't correct, or basically is a hazard that's going to cause you issues either now or in the future. That's kind of what the main things that we're looking for there. But absolutely, I see it. Just a quick reference. I did a house, this has been like a year ago or something, and most realtors that do a sheet, they have a checkoff, what they want, what they don't want as far as an inspection on We did a really good inspection for them, went through. Actually, the seller had to fix some stuff, but they declined on a septic inspection. Now, that's not something we do, but this is something that I ran into, and they called me upset that the septic system wasn't working. Well, you can't put the house under a full load while we're there inspecting, right? And so that kind of sounded bad, doesn't it, right?
Yeah. Let me go in here and take a dump. We'll check your septic while I'm here.
Right. Okay, it's a three bathroom house. It's a 3-bathroom house, and when they say a full, that's basically getting everything full. You know, as you would live there, flush the toilet, shower, so on. But they had to dig up the entire system out of the backyard and redo it, and they were upset at me about it, and I made sure that, I went back and said, hey, this is something you decided not to get done.
Right.
That's not on me.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I see it like that a lot of times where people, or they'll say, can you just come do a walkthrough with me or something like that, and it's really tough to, first off, you can't do a walkthrough. That's illegal. But a lot of people just, they want the cheapest thing just for peace of mind.
That's interesting that you say a walkthrough is illegal. I didn't know that. So
Right.
they have to pay you to. Would that make it legal? Like a payment, just to say, hey, this is like a pre-look.
I think it's kind of, and I'm not gonna definitely go on record here by any means to say that this is 100% correct, but to go through for me to do a walkthrough, basically saying they don't want a report.
Okay.
That's basically what a walkthrough
Gotcha.
is. They don't want the report. They want me
Gotcha.
to walk
Yeah.
through and point and say, hey, this is wrong, this is right, whatever. But you can't do a certified inspection per the state if you don't do a report.
Got you.
So what's the point in saying let's do a walkthrough if we're not going to do the report in the state's eyes because it's not documented so that it has no value?
Yeah, makes sense.
Is there any liability if you do a walkthrough as compared to doing a full report? Or,
Well,
I mean,
and that's kind of where it is because you being certified through the state, it's basically hearsay. There's no documentation of that at the time of the inspection. And I think that's
Gotcha.
why you can't do it or why they frown upon it. And that's my opinion. I don't know the true logistics of the law on that, but I know that is something that they definitely frown upon doing.
Well, when you check a house, I mean, give us the major things you look for, because a lot of time you deal with first-time buyers, you deal with people that maybe have never bought a house, or like you said, how many people have never went in a crawl space? I mean, we've heard of tons of people. I've never go in there.
Yeah.
Right.
So, I mean, what are some of the major things you look for?
Well, the biggest things, once again, is the areas that most people are not going to go. That's the crawl space, the attic, the electrical, those type things. Now, there's a lot of things that we unfortunately have to mark as a limitation. We can't see in the walls.
So you're not Superman.
Not Superman. I think a lot of people expect us to be.
Right.
And that's unfortunate. It's just like everybody that buys a house wants a new house for a used price. But the big ticket items, the roof, the shingles, I basically start from the top down and come down. All your big ticket items that are going to bite you in the long run. If we're talking in layman's terms, a couple $100 to fix this or that, that's not a big deal as far as deal breakers. Basically, people are looking for deal breaker items. HVAC systems not working,
Stuff that's going to cost them a lot of money to fix.
Correct. Tens of thousands of dollars, something that once they sign the paperwork, they can't get out from under.
Well, it sounds like, you're very thorough in what you do. How long does it take for you to do an inspection? I mean, I guess it depends on the size of the house, but is there a typical time?
A couple hours is realistic depending on size of the house. As I drive over here, I passed the Turner house. I actually inspected that house last year.
Wow, that's a big house.
Yeah, that one took a while.
Yeah.
That one took a while. The crawl space is a maze for sure, but there's a pretty good pest company that did a good job under there, so it made it pretty easy.
That house was encapsulated.
It
wasn't
was.
Yep. Makes it a lot better.
Yeah, that pest control company had a couple guys that I heard got lost underneath there.
Yeah, I wouldn't surprise me.
Could still be underneath there. I don't know.
Is that a local company there, Justin?
It is a local company. As a matter of fact, it's this is the sponsor of the podcast, Nelon-Cole Termite and Pest Control, as well as Nelon-Cole Moisture and Water. Way to work that in there, Alan.
Well, Cory, how many inspections? I mean, you've been doing this obviously a long time. I mean, how many inspections do you think you've done? I mean, I'm sure you've done hundreds, or are you up in the thousands or tens of thousands?
I don't know. I 2,500, 3,000,
Wow.
something like that, somewhere around that. That's
How many can you do in a day?
Depends on how big they are. That's the honest truth. You know, if we're talking, and believe it or not, some of the smaller, older houses are hard to get under some of that you have to take more time with.
Probably write a book on those, don't you?
That's the thing. They take longer. And as far as actually physically inspecting the house, that doesn't take that long. The report is what takes forever.
So what would be a common, how many pages are in a report? I mean, say I wanted to buy just a typical house, middle of the road. I mean, how many pages should I expect to see in a report? And is it easy to read and decipher through the reports, or do you have to be, you know, some type of whiz guy to decipher it or something?
Well, see, that's one of the things that I try to set myself apart from other companies is the state wants us to use certain verbiage, and that has to be in there. That's just to cover us, and that's what the state wants. But I also try to put as much in layman terms that people can understand and not cause panic when it's a small item. But as far as, let's just say, a run-of-the-mill house, you're looking 24 to 30 pages.
Wow, really?
And that's a pretty good report. Anything 45 plus has probably got some issues. You know, but I've had some that have been 120 or more. So
120 pages.
120 pages or more.
Please tell me the people walked away.
No, it was a house they bought. It had multiple houses on it, and they bought it.
Okay.
Wow.
They bought it. They sure did.
So when we see the report, because I've seen a lot of the reports, right, and 25 to 50 to 120, are you literally typing all of that out, or do you have a program that's kind of plugging in stuff and as you kind of just type it as it goes?
Yeah, it's a program. You kind of plug it in. You load your pictures. You go through. Yeah, if you had to type it all, man, there's no. I done quit this business a long time ago. But it's a drop down box. It's broke down, divided up. You know, interior rooms, and then you kind of have to put stuff where you want it, and then put your verbiage for each picture, your recommendation, your statement.
Would you recommend people to get a pre-inspection or have their house inspected before they sell it? I mean, it seems like you could save yourself a lot of problems if I wanted you to come out and tell me what was wrong and I fixed it before somebody come out there and made an offer and they ran away because I had some floor damage or something.
100%. I speak highly on that, and I think it's a phenomenal idea. But then I see people that want to buck that to say, well, the buyer's going to get one anyway. Why do I need to spend $300 or $400? And it's silly, being that $300 or $400 inspection could get you ahead of all the headaches, all the problems. And if there is a problem, you're out in front of it to say, hey, I can fix that, or I don't want to fix that.
Yeah,
let's adjust the cost a little. So
yeah,
so that we can sell this and be a smooth transaction. So I recommend it always.
And to me, that $300 to $400 that they're going to spend, as the way the market is right now, how houses are selling for so much more realistically than probably what they're worth.
Yeah. That
$300-400 in comparison to what they're going to profit off the house anyway, to me it should be a no-brainer.
Yeah, 100%. That's greed at its finest in every form or fashion of life. But no, I'm in total agreement. I can see it both ways, but why not get out in front of it? Make it easier on yourself.
Now, do these reports that you give your buyers or sellers, I mean, I know you note defects, but do you note any good stuff on the reports too? I mean, are you just bringing them all bad news, or is there good stuff? I mean,
well, unfortunately, we do not put good stuff on there.
Your windows are good.
Yeah. If it's good, it's not on there.
Well, okay,
So
that's good to know.
tell you
know?
what's right.
Yeah. So I mean, it's just one of those things and my summary always comes first. And like anything that is a major defect, something that is a safety hazard, or a huge code violation of sort, will always be on the summary. So about the first 5 pages is state verbiage that has to be on there, kind of liability stuff, and then probably the next 10 pages, 7 to 10 pages, is exactly the most important things, and then everything else is just a synopsis of what we've found.
Well, now, did the buyers show up at these inspections with you and walk around, follow you like a puppy, or do they just say, go, let me know if there's anything bad? I mean, how does that work?
Yeah, I give them the choice. Hopefully they show up at the end so I can give them, once again, a synopsis
what I was
of
gonna
what
say.
I found. Yeah. Because, and it's true. Like, I've had people walk around, and the worst part is if the seller's still there and they want to downplay or talk about whatever, oh, well, that leak's there because of such and such, and it's been fixed whenever. But as I say, I call it as I see it when I'm there, and it's either right or wrong. I get, it's just there.
Snapshot in time.
That's it. It's there, and that's why we say not function or function as intended at the time of the inspection. But yes, if you're a buyer and you want to come, please come at the end. If I'm going to be there at 10 o'clock, come at 11:30. We'll go through. If you have questions, I'll walk, I'll point, we'll take stuff back off. Whatever we need to do to make you happy, we'll do it. But that's kind of the best way to do it. But sometimes they want to be there the whole time, but very rarely do they want to crawl in that crawl space.
Or get in the attic.
Yeah. Do people expect you to offer them advice on buying the home? I mean, I'm sure you get this question. Would you buy this house?
Oh, yeah. Every time.
Would you buy this house?
Every time they say, is it a good house? Would you buy it? And I always say, I'm not going to live here, so it don't matter. But, I always dance around that because they're wanting to know.
Everything can be fixed.
Yeah, well, that's it. Anything that's on there, they ask me what I said, everything can be fixed. That's why we got an inspection. It's a negotiating tool now. And I promise you, I don't care how good the house is, we're going to find something where that $400, $500 inspection is going to be worth it to you.
Right. Now, is there any laws against you saying, nah, just walk away from this one? Or, yeah, man, you should, this is okay.
There's, not that I'm aware of there's any law, but you're not going to get referred by many realtors if you say run,
Yeah, exactly.
So
You'll shoot yourself in the foot.
Yeah, it's kind of a dance, but once again, I always say, look at the report, make a decision based off the report. Everything can be fixed. If it's in your price range and you like it and you can live with these items that are wrong, then maybe it's the house for you. But once again, everybody asks me, will you live here? No, I wouldn't live here because I wouldn't live in this town, or I wouldn't live, like I joke about it, but that's just my way of kind of saying.
Yeah, that's one of those unwritten rules with the realtors.
Yeah.
Do you have to have a license to do home inspections, or what qualifications do you have to become a home inspector? I mean, you've got a history in building inspections and a lot of knowledge from that history, but say somebody off the street thought, well, I'd like to be a home inspector one day. I mean, what would they have to do, you think?
I'll insert a plug here for the Home Inspection Training Center in Burlington. They're really good people.
Okay.
You can reach out to Bonnie there. They are super, super knowledgeable. Even though that I was employed, I guess, by the county and licensed by the state, I still had to go back and do so many hours with a company like the Home Inspection Training Center to be able to get my license. So some of it you can do online, some of it's in the classroom, and then some of it you actually have to do field work where they actually have houses and scenarios set up that you have to go do mock inspections, and then they kind of grade you on what you missed or what you didn't miss. But I could tell you, if you want to do it and you want to be serious, you better have some background because the fail rate is astronomical. Like you have to understand more than the basics to know basically from the footings all the way to the finished product of somebody, getting a CO on the house. Like, you have to understand it, and it's a lot. Now, once you can pass that test, you're good. You can go back and look in the book because you can't remember it all. But I knew what I was doing when I got there, and it was super hard. I'll be honest, it was super hard.
Yeah. How many field hours did you have to do before you actually were able to get your license?
I knew that question was fixing to come, and I don't remember. For some reason, 1,800 hours is coming into play, and that's a lot, but some of that's online. I think that's like some of the online in the classroom in the field. But I think it's like 1,800 something hours that you have to go through and qualify, I guess you would say, to be able to take the test. And you can only take the test 2 times a year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So do you have, when taking the test, do you have a certain amount Like I think for like nurses, they can take the NCLEX for maybe twice, and if they fail it twice, then they're done. Like there's no way they're going to be ever be a nurse.
Right.
Is there something like that when it comes to home inspections?
I'm not. I know that you can retake it, but I don't know how many times.
Gotcha.
But I know that you can retake it, and I think at least the first time, if you have to retake it, I don't think you have to go back through the class. I think that you can just sign up again. But after that year's over, I think you have to go back through.
Gotcha.
What about new homes, Cory? You think new homes need home inspections? I mean, what if somebody says, I got a brand new house, you don't need a home inspection? What do you think about that?
Well, there's actually a company that's building some houses in Rutherford County right now that are doing new houses and doing, even after they're having the county come in and inspect and give them their CO, which they have to. They still have me come and inspect it, and I've not been in a house yet that's got a clean bill.
Wow, isn't that something?
So, I mean,
So every home.
And that's, you know, not that I'm more picky on some than others, but some, you got to be realistic of a 1920 house that's been there that long versus a house that was built last week. You know, the defects are going to be different, but there's still stuff there.
Right. That's amazing to me that you've never been to a house where you didn't find something wrong, even like a brand new built house. I would think like a brand new built house, everything would be to code, everything would be perfect, there's no defects, and here you are saying like, no, not seen it.
Well, you would think too of, and you know, every I promise every house I go to, I'll miss something. You're just going to every time. You're going to miss something. Probably more than one somethings. Right. But you know, that's me going in right behind a state inspector that's basically signed off on that house, and whether it be something of not their expertise that they've missed or something that, and you'll see this a lot of times, home builders will do certain things to get it to pass and then they'll take it down.
Oh.
You'll see that a lot, like but especially on certain things. I don't want to tell all their tips and tricks and put it out there, I guess. But
we're going to bash home builders.
Yeah, we're going to bash everybody. But no, unfortunately, it happens, especially with these guys that build spec houses, and they can take it down and move it to the next house and get it back going. But yeah, unfortunately, it happens. But most of the time, you get a pretty good bill of health, or if there is something wrong, it's already been covered up and you can't see it.
Right. So what all do you test for? I mean, do you test for like radon? You test water? I mean, what all do you test for when you?
Yeah, man, we can do it all. We can do water testing from the simplest bacteria, coliform, all the way up nitrites, nitrates, copper, iron, lead. We can do it all. A lot of the VA loan stuff now is what I call extensive water testing. It's pricey, but yes, we can do all that. We have radon machines we can set up. Multiple, depending on how big the building is.
Do we have a big radon problem in this area? How often do you run into high radon?
You know, I'm from Rutherford County, up in the northwest corner, Lake Lure area.
Right.
Super high.
Really?
Super high up there. It seems like the more rocky, steep, mountainous that it is, and the more you've dug out into the mountain, the more you're going to get. But now I've had some areas, you know, even down this way that test high, and it's one of those. There's no specific, like, you know, you pull up and say, oh, this house is going to have radon. You don't know. You don't know. But, I mean, I've tested houses with sandy soil down in Cleveland County that's been high. And you could test the neighbor and it'd be zero. So you're either on a pocket of it or you're not. And there's no way to know unless you test it.
So for home buyers who are out there buying homes, what would you say the most complicated loan to get? Would you say VA? Because I've heard VA loans are one of those loans that's just extensive. Like if they see anything wrong on any report, they're like, fix it or we don't loan on it.
Yeah, the VA's super picky. Anything that they consider any sort of hazard, and you got to think of it, they're trying to protect their investment, so I get it. But they do, I mean, it's definitely the biggest pain. And even the realtor, anybody that's involved in that process, it's one of the biggest ones. And certain FHA loans can be that. They're, it seems like in the last week, I've done 2 FHA loans, and they both wanted extensive water testing. That seems to be like a new thing that's coming, just like radon was 2 years ago, where it's starting to get pushed and people want to cover their hind ends. So
yeah. Well, here's an interesting question that I have. What's the creepiest thing you've ever seen in a house?
Ooh.
I mean, we are October, you know.
I mean, you
first
ever
week of
found
October.
that jar of money underneath the house that somebody
Oh, man.
buried that everybody talks about their grandpa had?
Yeah, no, I don't know anything about that.
If he did,
No
he wouldn't
comment.
say.
That's right. That's right.
Grandpa took it with him.
Man, I've got to think. I mean, I could tell you one of the, like, 2 times that I've been in scenarios where I was like, you know, I want to back out of here. Down below Robbins Brick on 221, I was in a crawl space, and there was a rattlesnake under a low boy hot water heater.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah, and
Be
then
backing out.
yeah,
Quickly.
I backed out of that one. The rest of it was inaccessible, and
What do you put on that? Inaccessible due to wildlife?
inaccessible due to rattlesnake. I want
Yeah.
to specify that to
Yeah.
make sure it's like,
Yeah.
you know, my manhood's not questioned that it
Yeah.
was a little black snake or something.
Yeah,
That's
good
right.
point.
But another one crawling through, it was like, and we know we've crawled them like it's an addition. So you got like this little bitty hole that's been knocked out, and you've went through, and like right when I got all the way through, I shine my light up, and I seen a black and white animal in there, and you know that's one of the things you don't
Skunk.
want, a skunk in
Get
there.
out.
And I
Oh, my
was
gosh.
Like, I'm freaking,
Get
you know.
out.
But luckily, it was a little cat, and it
Oh,
ran
man.
out by me. So,
Man.
but that was like probably I probably would have rather fought the snake than get sprayed by a skunk under
No,
there.
I absolutely agree with you.
Yeah.
If I see a skunk, I'm done. Like, forget it.
I've ran into several skunks underneath houses, and there's nothing worse.
Yeah.
I'm like you. I'm out of there if
Yeah.
I run into a skunk
Yeah.
under a house.
Sorry.
It's I mean, because they fear nothing. They have no predators.
Yeah.
Like, I'm literally giving the money back to the customer out of my own pocket. Like, here you go. I'm out.
But that I ain't said that's the creepiest thing. That's the 2 times where I'm like, nah, where I definitely puckered up a little bit. But I was in a house, and you guys were there. One of your technicians were there. It was in this county, and in the basement, it was like an old cellar type, and under there was an indoor marijuana grow. That was one of the cool ones. So,
Wow.
yeah.
So that one took a little while
Nice.
longer than most.
Instead of 2 hours, we spent 4.
And then we got hungry. You know, we went to the Waffle House.
But yeah, I just thought in my mind, if you're going to sell this place, why wouldn't you take that down? You know?
Yeah.
I guess they don't want to take it with them.
Maybe that was a selling point.
Yeah, it goes with the house.
Yeah.
Features.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
Well, Cory, if somebody wanted to use your services, how would they get in touch with you? I mean, are you online? Do they need to call you? Do you have a number? I mean,
Yeah, man. Yeah, we've got a website at CA3homeinspections.com. We're on Facebook, and my cell number 828-289-2679. And if you forget that, that's 289 Cory.
oh, really?
wow.
How'd you
Easy
get
enough,
that?
And I've had that since I was like 15.
Man, that's awesome.
That is awesome. My man just gave out his phone number. On
I
this
know
podcast.
you're going to have all kinds
I mean,
That's
we
it.
have like 10,000 viewers, bro.
Yeah.
And Justin
Mind
already
to say-
asked if
Don't
he
be
was
don't be
single, so-
texting me later for that birthday wish.
That's awesome. What do you like to do for fun? Let's get to know Cory as the person.
Yeah,
Oh,
tell us
boy.
about your hobbies. I mean, you said hunt and fish a while ago.
Yeah. That's like a serious story. I was going elk hunting. Like, this is legit.
Elk hunting.
I was going elk hunting
Out west?
out west Colorado.
Cherokee?
This is like, I wish. You know a spot where you can pull one out. No, this is like 5-6 years ago. Whenever I was still working for the county, literally, I quit a job people would kill to have because they weren't going to let me take my 2 weeks to go elk hunting. And I said, I'm going. And if I get back and don't have a job, so be it. No, they didn't fire me. They give me a week unpaid vacation. But that was kind of seal the deal. I'm like, man.
Did you get an elk?
I did. I got a big one. So
Bow?
No, it was a rifle. It
Okay.
was a second rifle. It was on it was actually next to the Fisher Price Toys, the Price Ranch out there. We had
yeah.
a neighboring property that we could get some tags on at that time. Really good friend. You check him out. Jackson Outfitters, Roy Jackson,
Okay.
good guy.
Another plug.
Another plug. Another
like it.
plug. But no, hunting and fishing, man, that's pretty much consumes my life. And then I play competitive softball across the country. I'm actually leaving
Really?
Thursday to go to Florida. So
Wow.
Nice.
What position do you play?
man, it just depends on what team I'm playing. You know, it's not like we just play for one team. We got multiple
Right.
teams. A lot of times I just hit and catch. Sometimes I play infield. It just depends.
I love the idea of this is how he got into home inspections. you either let me go elk hunting or I'm done.
Yeah.
And he's like,
Ultimatum.
okay, I'm done. I got my elk. I know I can do this all the time now, so home inspections it is.
Man, as crazy as it sounds, I mean, it was kind of like that. It was a really good job, and but you're not going to excel in the world working for a county, on a county paycheck. And it's a great job. I loved it. I loved the people there. It's good. You look at it like, people say, oh, you're going to get the state benefits and all that. Yeah, I get it. But, you know, if you're okay with that, but man, I love not waking up answering to nobody knowing I got to go to work.
Right.
But you also got to be self-driven enough to go get it. Because if you don't, it don't show up. And
Well, now, you've sent me a few pictures of some whitetail you've harvested in the last few years, and some of them were monsters.
right.
Where do you go to get these monster deer? I mean, you've sent me some 160, 170, 180
Like
class
he's going to
deer.
tell that.
Yeah, I'm trying to fish for information here,
I see you game, Bart.
Yeah. I kill a lot of them in the woods.
Bostick.
Yeah, I kill a lot of them in the woods.
Well, that's a good place to go then.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I've been missing it.
No, I mean,
I try to kill my car.
I seem to get them in the road. Yeah, that's my problem.
I have killed some big deer out in Rutherford County, but the ones that you're talking about have some really good friends in Illinois and some places like that I'm lucky enough to go out and hunt with them, and they like to come down here and go bear hunting with me, so it kind of works out.
Yeah. Well, that's one thing I've noticed. There's a lot more bear, and there's a lot less people hunting them than there used to be. You see a bear more commonly now in a lot of different places.
We've got a really good place up at Lake Lure that we bear hunt.
Bill's Creek?
No, it's not. It's
Okay.
on pass. It's more like Chimney Rock area up in there, but
National Park.
yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
I mean,
that would be illegal.
It's private property, but it's real close.
Bart wants the GPS coordinates.
He does.
For a nominal fee, he can have it.
Latitude and longitude right here.
Okay, Cory. Some of our viewers wanted me to ask you a few of these questions.
Oh boy.
Rapid
Got 10
fire.
Got 10 questions for you.
Ooh.
We call it rapid fire section.
All right.
Answer as quickly as possible.
Which
Okay.
would you prefer, Coke or Pepsi?
Pepsi.
What do you consider more
Wait,
fun?
wait. Let me back that up a minute. You got to throw another one in. Coke, Pepsi, or RC?
Well, you can put RC in there.
Pepsi.
Pepsi.
Yeah, he's
okay.
still going Pepsi.
He's still going Pepsi.
He's still going
I
Pepsi.
wasted my breath.
Hunting for deer or fishing for trout?
Ooh. Both.
Split decision.
Both. They're two
Could-
different times a year. Both.
Could we find you grilling a hot dog or a hamburger?
Hamburger.
Nice.
Burger King or McDonald's?
Neither.
Wow.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay.
Now we have to know what.
Cookout.
Cookout. Oh,
man.
good choice. Good
My
choice.
man.
Beach trip or cabin in the mountains?
I spend all my time, if I'm going on vacation, we're hunting or fishing. So I guess like either, as long as we're doing one or the other.
Read a book or watch a ball game?
Doesn't matter. They're both going to put you to sleep.
Ball game for sure.
Baseball game.
Yeah.
Orange sherbet or butter pecan ice cream?
ooh.
Orange sherbet.
Ooh. What could we find you doing? Which one? Water skiing or snow skiing?
Neither, probably. Snow would be a better bet. Yeah.
Would you prefer a Yorkie or a miniature Schnauzer as a pet?
This is a bar question.
Neither. Neither.
Okay.
Neither.
He says bulldog.
Could we find you more likely to go skydiving or bungee jumping?
Skydive. I'd rather
Skydive.
skydive.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, that does it for the rapid
Wait,
fire.
which would you rather find under a house, a skunk or marijuana plants?
I think we know the answer to that.
Yeah.
Yes, you found both.
Sometimes they smell the same.
Exactly.
All right, so we'll be right back more with Cory Hill just in a few moments. We're going to talk about his top 5 scary movies, our top 5 scary movies, and we're going to get some football picks going on. We'll be right back.
Attention home buyers. Call Nelon-Cole Termite and Pest Control before purchasing your new home to avoid getting stuck with extensive damage, typically not covered by homeowners insurance. Nelon-Cole Termite and Pest Control will inspect your home for prior or present wood-destroying insects and moisture. Call Nelon-Cole Termite and Pest Control today to schedule your free estimate at 1-800-7-THE-WEB and receive $25 off any new service from Nelon-Cole Termite and Pest Control.
And we're back here on Mind Your Business podcast, and we're excited that we've had the privilege to talk to Cory Hill and CA3 Home Inspections. A lot of great information there, right, Bart?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know that I'd ever think about buying a home again without an inspection, or selling a home, if that matter.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're going to have a little more fun before we end this podcast today, or tonight, or morning, afternoon, whenever you're listening to it. We're going to talk about, since it's the first week of October, my favorite month, not just because it's my birthday month, but because I absolutely love scary movies. Love them. I've been watching scary movies, and might be a bad omen against my parents, but I've been watching scary movies since I was like 3, okay? Like, for real. I watched Chucky when I was...
How did you ever sleep at night?
I don't know. I watched Chucky when I was 3, Alan. When I was 3.
I'm saying nothing. I got nothing. I just don't want to get you behind my back with a knife.
Yeah, it wouldn't be good. So we're going to start with Bart. We'll start with you, with your top 5 scary movies.
Do you want me to go 1 to 5 or 5 to 1?
5 to 1.
5 to 1. Okay. Number 5, I've got Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Wow.
Number 4.
Hard to argue with that.
Number 4, Candyman. Candyman.
Don't say it.
Don't say it again.
Don't say it
still
again.
creeps me out to this day.
Stop.
And number 3, I love those Final Destination movies.
Okay.
And number 2, I love those Saw movies. I watched every one of them probably a dozen times a piece. I don't know why, I just like them.
Do you know there's a new one coming out?
Yes.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
And number 1, I was really young when I saw it, but the first time I saw it, it scared the crap out of me, and that was Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yes.
Yep.
Because you can't hide.
No, and you
Like,
can't go to
you
sleep.
can't go to
You
sleep.
got to go to sleep sometime.
Yeah, and you can't. Alan, let's go with you. Your
All
top
right,
5.
In no particular order, I'm going to go with the first Friday the 13th, the very first, because that was one of the first ones I saw. Sorry, folks, I don't have a camera on me. So the first Friday the 13th. Then next, I'm going for how about this one, Bart? The first Children of the Corn movie.
Ooh, that was a good one. I forgot all about that.
Freaked me out.
Yes.
Freaking kids, man.
And then I'm going with Hellraiser, the very first one.
Okay.
Clive Barker.
Hellraiser.
Okay.
And then number 2 is a relatively new one. I'm going with Hereditary, the Ari Aster movie. I don't know if you've seen it.
Oh, man.
I have not
gosh.
seen it, but that.
You have stolen my number 2 as well.
Number 2, and then number 1 for me, say what you wish. But now remember, this is a movie of the time, the first Blair Witch Project. Freaked me out.
I thought about that one. I did.
Yeah.
That's number 1.
Gotcha.
It's no good as a rewatch because you kind of know. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those ones you can watch it once, be scared, and then that's it.
So there's my 5.
Yeah. Cory.
All right. Man, I hate to bust y'all's bubble, but I'm not big on horror movies. I guess I'm a
man.
softie. But I could throw some out there. I mean, we'll go with my number 1. Like, my number 1 that, like, I don't like to watch, or it was, like, freaky, is The Exorcist.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
yes.
That's probably number 1 of all time.
Yeah, that one.
They got a new Exorcist coming out, too.
They do.
Yeah.
Others that I like The Ring, Texas Chainsaw Massacre,
Oh,
the
yeah.
Saw movies, the Purge movies, like that. I'm okay with those.
Purge, I like those, too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Purge is good.
But, like, as far as, like, the characters, like the Jason and Further, like, I don't get into that. But
Yeah, yeah. The Purge. Like, have y'all ever thought about like what the Purge would really be like?
Oh, I know.
Like,
I'm ready for
how-
it, too. No, I'm just
I want
kidding.
to go
Bart
hide
says
with
ready.
the guy who's watched horror movies since
Yeah.
he was 3 years old.
Yeah, right. Yeah. All right, my top 5. Number 5, Annabelle.
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 Top 5?
Yes,
No
man. Come on,
way.
man. A possessed doll like just gets in there and just wrecking people, man.
Good, but not
Just wrecking
top
people.
5. I don't
Just
know.
wrecking them, man.
All right. Number 4, The Shining.
That was a good one.
Yes.
That made my top 10 for
Deserving, yes.
Number 3, The Exorcist.
sure. Okay.
And Bart,
No
you are
argument.
right. That is one of, according to a lot of research and websites, that is the number 1 most all-time scariest movie. Matter of fact, when it first was released, they banned it in some U.S. cities. Like, they wouldn't show that movie. Crazy
I feel
stuff.
bad. I didn't even have it in my top.
Yeah, Alan, what are you doing over there?
Mine was pretty bad. I take Children of the Corn out.
Yeah,
What?
Children of the Corn
classic.
over The Exorcist. That's
I
why
was a
you,
kid.
Alan, that's why you don't have a camera.
It is, yeah.
Number 2. Number 2, Alan, you said it, Hereditary. I've
Yes.
seen it. That movie, Bart.
I have
Corey,
not.
you need to watch it.
Corey
I
doesn't
wa-
like horror movies.
I know he doesn't, but he needs to watch this one. He needs to watch
He'll
this one.
never sleep again.
Yeah, he needs to watch this one. I watched this movie one night. My kids and wife had already went to bed. I started watching this movie at 9 o'clock. I didn't go to sleep.
Paimon.
I did not go to sleep that whole night. This movie freaked me out. Like, it's that intense. And obviously the number 1 is, I know Corey's going to really appreciate this one, is the Halloween franchise.
I knew you were going to say
Come on,
Halloween. You
man.
love Halloween.
I love Halloween.
I knew it.
Michael Myers. And this is a cycle that I'm not breaking.
No.
Okay, when it comes to my kids, I'm not breaking a cycle. Lily watched Halloween when she was, dare I say it, 3 years old. And you know what she referred to Michael Myers as? Uncle Mike.
Are you serious?
Dead serious. I love it. And she will do the
Dead
Michael Myers
serious.
look.
Dead serious.
Dead
Exactly.
serious.
Exactly. So that's our top 5. Alan, put it on the poll. I want to know the people watching their top 5 scary movies.
Yes.
I want to know what their top 5. If you don't have The Exorcist in there, then you shouldn't even be allowed to talk the rest of the
That
podcast.
would be me, yeah.
Jeez, Alan.
That's pretty pitiful.
That was I don't understand.
I still hold with Blair Witch at number 1 and Hereditary 2. I won't deviate.
I will give you Hereditary number 2. That movie is, if you haven't seen that movie,
Yeah,
watch that
I
movie.
need to watch that.
All right, college football time. College football picks. Alan, are you wanting in on this?
Man, I
The
don't
Bears
watch
got to get in on it.
The
I
Bear
don't
has
even
to
have
get in.
cable. I can't even watch
He
anything.
does look like the bear, no doubt. He
yeah.
does. He does look like the bear.
Yes, that's awesome. All right, so we'll get into the college football picks with Cory. Our first guest, Coach Wilbanks, didn't do such great.
But
He
his
didn't do
defense,
so good.
neither did we.
Nobody
Yeah.
did.
So like Justin said, don't take our advice and bet money.
And we'll have to see how Larkin did. I don't know how Larkin did last week either,
Yeah.
so we'll have to find out how
Yeah.
he did. But so you have a great chance to be the top picker on
Okay.
our guest list so far. So we'll get right into it. Top 25.
What's the prize before we start? So I have to see how serious I got to get.
Just a pat on the back.
$1,000
it.
gift card
Worth
from
it.
Nelon-Cole.
Absolutely.
Wait a minute.
I need some spiders killed in my shop.
Wait
Wow.
a minute.
First game. You can watch this game on ABC. Oklahoma at Texas. Bart, who you got?
This will be the last year of the Red River rivalry, won't it?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go with Texas this year, but Oklahoma's hot. I mean, Oklahoma's playing well.
Cory?
Texas. I don't like Venables. He coached at Clemson, so he's out on me. Texas.
Alan?
I'm going Texas.
I'm going Longhorns as well, Texas. Next game, Maryland at Ohio State. It's a big noon kickoff right here, Fox.
Maryland can't beat Ohio State. They just can't do it.
I love that.
As much as I want them to, they just can't do it.
I love the analysis on that. They just can't. Cory?
Yeah, Buckeyes. Yeah.
Alan?
I'm going Ohio State because I will pick against Maryland forever because they left the ACC. And for that, they get egg roll.
Yeah,
That's true.
We didn't lose nothing now.
I'm going to Ohio State as well. Next game, LSU against Missouri.
Missouri could surprise LSU, but where are they playing at?
Missouri.
At Missouri?
Yeah.
I think LSU wins it, but it's going to be close.
Cory?
No, it'll be LSU by not close.
Not close. Alan?
Yeah, agree. LSU.
I'm going to go to the Tigers.
Missouri calling upset at home
Well, they're both the Tigers.
for the field goal.
He wants to win that gift card.
Gotcha.
Yeah, no, I'm going to LSU. Washington State at UCLA.
I might go with Washington State. It was maybe a slight upset there.
Yeah, I'm going to go Washington State as well. They won pretty good last week.
Yeah.
No, UCLA.
I'm going Washington State. UCLA, huh?
I'll take your money on that.
Wow. Okay. Virginia Tech at Florida State.
Virginia Tech is so awful this year.
They are terrible.
They need to go get Shane Beamer and bring him back.
No. Leave him where he's at.
But they can't beat Florida State.
No, Seminoles win big.
Yeah.
Same, yeah.
Florida State all the way. Alabama at Texas A&M. Alabama has been struggling.
Yes. Texas A&M looked awful against Miami, but they're going to show up at home. 12th man gets it done. I'm going to call it a little upset there.
Wow.
Texas A&M gets them at home.
Okay.
I think it's probably close, but Alabama will figure it out if they can figure out who the quarterback's going to be.
Yeah.
I'm going Aggies.
I'm going Bama. Syracuse at North Carolina.
Tell you what, there's a lot of teams in ACC that's 4-0 right now. 5-0. But I don't think Syracuse has enough in the tank on this one.
So you're going Hills.
Heels.
I'm going to give you some inside information on this one.
Okay.
I was in Indianapolis playing ball 2 weekends ago when Syracuse played Purdue, and one of their star players was hurt, and he was on my flight to see an orthopedic surgeon in Charlotte. So I know they're down a good player, so I'm going to go with Mac Brown.
All right.
Good round.
Mac Brown, same here. Yep.
I'm going Hills as well. Vanderbilt against Florida. At Florida. At the Swamp.
Gators.
Yeah, I don't even know why Vanderbilt has a football team. But
That's very, very
Gators
true.
here. Gators here too.
Yeah, Gators too. UCF against Kansas.
Tell you what, Kansas has got a team this year. I mean, they've probably went from, the bottom way up compared to what they used to be. I think I'm going to go with Kansas.
I'll go with Central Florida.
UCF, yeah.
That's tough. I'm going to go Jayhawks, though. I'm going to go Jayhawks. Kentucky at Georgia.
It's hard to pick against Georgia, but they haven't looked as sharp on defense this year as they did in the last couple of years, but they still get it done.
Yeah, Georgia's going to win big.
Yeah, Uga.
Georgia. Michigan at Minnesota.
Michigan.
It'll be Michigan, but I think they're overhyped for sure.
Yeah, same.
I do think, I think for some reason Michigan every year is just talked about, and then no, Ohio State comes into town the last 3 years and just wore that tail out.
So are you picking the Gophers?
No, I'm picking Michigan.
The Gophers.
You knew I had to build it up just to pick them again. Notre Dame at Louisville.
Now, that's going to be a tough one because Louisville's got a team this year, and Notre Dame, they may not have a whole lot left to play for after their loss, but I think maybe Louisville gets it done at home on that one.
Wow.
Nah, Louisville ain't been good since Lamar Jackson was there, brother.
Oh.
That is true.
Yeah, no, we'll go with Notre Dame.
Yep, same.
I'm going to go Notre Dame as well. Arkansas at Ole Miss.
Hey.
I'm probably going to have to go Ole Miss, but I tell you, they didn't look too good against Bama.
Did you see the fake punt that Arkansas tried to run? Bro, I could never pick them after that. Never. I don't care who they're playing. That thing was awful.
Yeah, that was pretty terrible.
I'm going Ole Miss.
Yeah, I'm going to go Ole Miss as well because of the fake punt, too. Georgia Tech at Miami.
Miami's one of those teams, they're still in it this year, but you just keep waiting for them to stumble, but I don't think Georgia Tech's got enough to make them stumble.
No, I'm excited to actually see that Georgia Tech runs more than 3 plays now with a different coordinator.
Yeah.
Yes.
But,
exactly.
yeah, they don't have a chance.
I will not pick the Yellow Jackets. No.
No, I'm going Hurricanes as well. Fresno State against Wyoming.
That's interesting. There, is it at Wyoming?
It is.
Yeah, I'm taking the Cowboys at home.
I'll go with Fresno State.
I'm going with Gardner Webb. I got no dog in that fight. I don't know why.
I'm going to go Cowboys as well. Oregon State, Gardner Webb. Jeez. Oregon State against California.
As much as I hate to pick Oregon State, I think they get it done.
Yeah, Beavers.
Cal.
Wow, really?
Why not?
The Bears over the Beavers. Okay. Okay.
There's a joke. No,
We're,
TV mature podcast.
yeah, we just got MA. We just got MA. I'm going to go Beavers. Maybe not last game. Arizona at USA. Excuse me. You're going to have to edit that one. Arizona at USC.
USC.
And we're talking about California here.
Yes, we are.
Okay, USC. Yes.
same, yeah.
I'm going USC as well. South Carolina's off this week, so you don't have to worry about losing.
No worries. No worries. We're good.
And Bart, let's see, for Clemson. Who does Clemson play this week? They're not in the top 25, so...
Yeah, keep scrolling way down.
Yeah, there we go. Wake Forest coming to Little Rock.
I think Clemson gets Wake Forest at home, but they're not going to get them by much.
Yeah, I'll never pick Clemson. So anybody but Clemson.
Got you.
Same. I'm going Wake.
I'm gonna go Clemson, just because I think they're kind of making a turn for the better. I think they are. So, but that's our picks. Again, I would advise you not to bet on our picks unless you want to lose a lot of money. But if your thing is losing money, then go right ahead. Because there will be a lot of money lost. Cory, man, again, dude, I appreciate you coming in, having some fun with us, but more importantly, telling us about what you do, why it's important that we do home inspections, and what you look for, and kind of what that all entails, man. It's been a real pleasure and honor.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you guys, and no matter where you're buying a house, get a home inspection. Even if it's not with me, protect yourself, protect your investment.
Nice. Thanks, Cory.
Yeah, thank y'all.
All right, guys, that will do it for this week's podcast of Mind Your Business. Stay tuned for more podcasts to come in the coming weeks. We are glad that you are a part of it. Again, this podcast is sponsored by Nelon-Cole Termite and Pest Control, as well as Nelon-Cole Moisture and Water. We hope you have a great afternoon, great night, great morning, whenever you're listening to. This has been Mind Your Business podcast. Have a good one.